This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Hotel Tonight. Do you travel often? Business travel or just a quick weekend getaway? Check out Hotel Tonight, the newest way to book a hotel and save money. Download the mobile app in the Apple App Store or Google Play and save money on your next hotel. Sign up and use promo code TEETH for $25 off your first booking.
You first.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Patch, our gaming podcast. We got the same lineup as last week. It's Gus, Bernie, Gavin, Joel.
Hello.
Hello.
See how I gave us top billing
Oh,
on
that's
YouTube?
awesome.
My hair is no longer
No longer
than it was last week. It looks the exact same.
My hair is no longer growing.
So we got a lot to talk about this week with E3 coming up next week. Before we get started on E3, you know what I realized just a little while ago before we were preparing to come here?
Go ahead.
The Apple Worldwide Developer Conference is the same time as the Microsoft press briefing. Well, actually, it's 30 minutes later. So
Really?
they're going to be going on at the exact same time.
I heard Samsung was going to sue Apple for having a conference that copied their conference, but
Does Samsung have conferences?
I don't know. I don't think.
When did the conference thing start? The annoying sort of presentation.
Like the CEO standing up there going,
Like-
oh, but wait. That
And
kind of
Steve
thing?
Jobs like farting around giving his old OS a funeral as it drops down into the stage.
I don't know. I can't think of I think Apple might have been one of the first ones to do that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't remember Bill Gates in the 80s doing those kind of things.
Yeah.
They might have just been smaller.
The thing I liked about the Xbox One announcement was they were just like, thanks for coming. Boosh. There it is. Showed it immediately. No faffing around.
Yeah, but then they had an hour of faffing.
I mean, you can turn it off after
was a
that.
lot.
Our
There's
software
a lot of
announcements.
faffing,
No, I
yeah.
guess it wasn't.
Oh, what software exactly is
Never
that?
mind. We'll go back on that.
I
Yeah.
want to talk about Microsoft has made some game announcements since the Xbox One, which was free of game announcements
Yeah.
practically. What they announced at the announcement for the Xbox One? Call of
I
Duty,
think they announced
FIFA?
that they were going to have another announcement.
FIFA.
Oh, the Quantum Break was the one like new
Quantum
game.
Break was like the one
that they
really that
announced.
they did.
Is there stuff that was announced at last year's E3 that hasn't come out? Like, because Watch Dogs is one, isn't it?
I was looking. There's websites that do like, did they keep their promise E3 things? I think Microsoft did not release a game they announced called Matter. They canceled it. It was supposed to be Gore Verbinski's game.
Really?
It got canceled.
Gore Verbinski was also going to do the Bioshock movie at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's weird. 'Cause it's like directors who get attached to Xbox properties to turn them into movies. Also, then it's like, oh, we're also going to make a game. Like that's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Like Peter Jackson, when he was attached to Halo, he was going to do. There was all those rumors about there was going to be some big episodic thing that Peter Jackson was going to do, and then that never happened
I
either.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like same thing. So Gore Verbinski was going to have a game, huh?
Well, speaking of Halo, they did announce that Spartan Assault.
Yes. They announced that this week.
Is that the Windows one?
Yeah, Windows 8.
top-down kind of thing.
It's Windows 8 and Windows Phone, and it is a top-down, like little, I guess like a two-touch shooter is what it looks like, where you use one thumb to move and one thumb to shoot.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. From what I can tell, I haven't seen anything that actually tells you what the exact controls are, but it's just touch controls.
Yes, it's
whatever.
a twin stick shooter. Yeah, move your character out of harm's way while aiming and firing back in 360 degrees.
Yeah. You ever played a mobile game that's like that, where they simulate the two sticks on the screen?
No, I know they did that with Infinity Blade, but I never
They
played
did that with GTA 3, I think, on the phone.
Did they?
Just you get like a transparent circle and it mimics the thumbstick. You kind of drag around.
Does it
on
work?
Not the best.
Yeah.
I played it for a few hours. It's fun. You can get used to it, but it's still not as good as a controller.
I'm not sure I want to get committed or sucked into a big game on my phone.
Does
I don't know if I want to.
does Windows? I know Windows 8 does, but does like Windows 8 phone support gamepads?
I think there was one of the articles I read about Spartan Assault said it will also have support controllers after touch controls, but it was almost like a coming soon feature. The game is launching right away.
Their new
In July.
phone should be shaped like a controller, and then it's just like a controller
Wasn't
with a
the
screen.
N-Gage like that? Did you ever have those?
The N-Gage, yeah, that was like the taco phone.
Yeah, it looked like an actual controller, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, but it didn't look nothing like a phone.
Yeah, that's
it looked
actually- it's so-
absolutely
it's so
ridiculous.
convenient. to
I would
fit-
totally talk into
Yeah,
one of these.
and this could fit in your pocket easily. I mean, it'd be
I think
easy.
I have an N-Gage.
Hello?
I think I still have one in my house
That's
somewhere.
one of the few times that we've ever been sent a product for review. We got sent a bunch of N gauges.
Yeah,
And I
I didn't have much nice to say, so I didn't say much.
Yeah, we didn't really post that on the site or anything because none of us really enjoyed using the N gauge. I'll tell you what though, something I'm disappointed in Spartan Assault is that it looks cool, the game looks great. It was a little reminiscent of me to Halo Wars, like that graphic, which
yeah.
I don't mind, but it's not an RTS, it's a shooter. It's just a top-down one. I'll tell you what I was really disappointed by. It's Windows Phone, Windows 8, and then I guess the Windows Surface as well. Why would you not release that product for XBLA? Why is that one off the list?
Oh.
That's what everyone says when I bring it up too. They all say that and they go, oh.
Well, they're probably trying to push Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8.
Yeah, I mean,
If you can't get an XBLA, you got to get it the
They're
other
not
way.
trying to push the Xbox.
Well, that's fine. Like it's got its own Xbox titles.
Yeah.
Or I'm
I mean,
sorry, its
Yeah,
own
I'm
Halo
not familiar with the
titles.
phone. Do you get achievement points for phone stuff also?
I would
That-
assume so. I don't
yeah.
know.
Does it work into your pre-existing
Yeah, it's got to.
Xbox
Yeah, because
One?
they have like achievement tiles on Windows Phone 8.
Well,
I have an iPhone, so I don't know.
that's weird. You get, yeah.
Microsoft recently have been very good about putting their stuff on iPhone as well, and it's like a conscious decision for them to not do it on iPhone this time.
Yeah.
So they're definitely trying to push for their own app.
Yeah,
Well, they
Microsoft
have a
looks
history
great.
doing this too. Don't forget that when Halo 2 came out, it was Halo 2 PC, but it was Halo 2 PC for Vista.
Yeah.
That you couldn't play Halo 2 on XP.
Yeah.
And that was a big source of consternation for the fan base, I remember.
Yeah,
And I don't know, did they ever make it so you could play it on XP?
I don't think so.
It was always just, from that point on,
Vista
it was
and
on
above.
Vista.
I think that was one of the first games I played that you could play while you're installing it.
What, Halo 2?
Yeah.
And you played it on PC?
Yeah.
I never did that.
I played all of them on Xbox and PC. I even bought GTA 4 again so I could play on PC. I just like playing on PC sometimes.
Yeah.
It looks better and there's usually more features. Like GTA 4 had replays and stuff, which
Right.
it didn't on the console, and I'm so into replays. Love it.
GTA 4 has been out a long time, and there is still a massive mod community for that game.
How long has it been? Like 5 years now?
GTA
It's
4?
been about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 2008.
2008.
Yeah. It's probably been like 5.
Dude, I gotta call you out on something, Gus.
Do it.
So last week, the patch debuted at #1 on iTunes. Like literally #1. It was the #1 audio podcast across all categories. Not just gaming, but it was like downloadable. That fucking graphic that you put up, what was
It was
that?
better than no graphic. It was like sitting there with like
I
nothing.
disagree.
What
That
did it
was-
look like?
graphic?
Oh, it was terrible.
Was it like the cover of the
It said, like,
GameStop
Rooster
box
Teeth, and
when
it
you
had like
rent?
a sideways like patch. It just said the patch, and it was like, it was awful. It was awful.
You should replicate the
I
one.
brought you over. I showed it to you before I uploaded it. Remember?
You approved? You helped
you
him with
did
this?
I don't remember this at all.
I showed it. I was like, look how terrible this looks.
Oh, no, that is familiar.
Yeah.
I don't physically remember
Why
what it
don't
looked
you
like
just
that. But I remember.
replicate the GameStop cover that everyone was dissing
That
so
would have
much
been a
and
good
have
idea.
that be-
For once in my life, I
and
would have
just copied
preferred
it
that
over.
image.
It would have been like an inside joke to only the people who were on the ground level.
I think it's been deleted expunged from all of our servers. I can't find it anywhere.
Well, I still got
Otherwise,
it somewhere.
I would give it to Brandon to post. But it was basically this our Rooster Teeth logo, the one we normally use for the podcast, and he had written like diagonally on it the patch in black letters, and that was it. Like no like white stroke around it or
So it was
anything.
black on black?
Yeah,
No,
pretty
no.
much. At some points it was,
It was
black,
black on
black.
blue.
Did you use Photoshop?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Brian, you want to weigh in on this?
Well, it might take him a while to get set up over there.
Oh, they're setting up the hot mic. What do we call that spot over there? The hot spot?
Why does everything have to have a name?
What? Because I got to point and say he's on the mic.
It's got to be something gaming related.
How about-
How about over
No,
there?
it doesn't. We don't need it.
he's in the loading area.
We're like everything's like a theme
loading
restaurant.
area.
So Brian's gonna badmouth what
Brian
I
is
did
on
now.
other mic.
I'm not going to badmouth you.
Brian,
All
by
I'm
the way,
saying-
is our Brian. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm one of our designers here at the art director. Depends on the day. Anyways, I sit next to you, Gus, and you could
Literally
have
4
just
feet away from Gus.
leaned over, and I would have said, "Oh, I'll make you something."
I've asked for something.
What? Did you?
Yeah, I told you when we launched the thing that we were gonna need a logo.
Well, yeah.
And I said that I would just do something
but
in
if
the
it
meantime.
wasn't right, I never heard the second part.
Oh, okay.
So, but I would have made you something in between. So,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Gus's effort?
I don't want to badmouth Gus.
Do it, please, for God's sake.
Can we see the
it
logo?
honestly, it caused interoffice memos. Like it was bad enough to cause interoffice memos. So,
I could hear people talking about it. Like I would be
So-
sitting at my desk and like, people are talking about this. There's
So-
a conversation
so on a scale
happening
of 1 to
about
10,
this.
that's
Can you guys
probably
put
a-
up a
a
copy
one?
of the logo?
I
so
tried
we
to send to him. We can't find it because Gus erased all the copies of it.
He erased it. He
gotta be
erased
proud
all
of
the
your work,
copies of
Gus.
it.
there were better fan-made logos on Reddit afterwards.
If Adam, if you're watching, if you check out the S3 bucket where podcasts are, there's one called like Bad Old or something like that in all capital letters. Send that
Bad
one over.
Old.
That's the one that has.
So you
That's the bad
upload
logo.
#1 podcast on iTunes. You upload badold.jpg as our logo.
I like the fact that he showed it to me. You say that I approved it. Like,
Dude,
It's got my approval.
I don't know
I
what
have no
else to call looking at the logo and going, man, that's
I
good.
probably looked at it and laughed, and then
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
moved on with my day.
I'm actually
exactly
going
what
to sit
happened.
here and try to recreate what this thing looked like.
Adam will send it to us if
Let's
you
see
can
if
find
let's
it.
see what takes longer, Adam sending it again or Bernie making it.
Oh, I can. Give me a crayon. I'll be done in 2 minutes.
No, it was like stencils.
So listen. So let's say Halo Spartan Assault was available on XBLA, Windows 8, Windows Phone, and Surface. How would you buy it?
XBLA.
How about you?
I don't have any of the other stuff, so XBLA.
XBLA. What about you? So there we go. Right. I mean, it's like I think that's what's going on. Is that Microsoft as a whole entity is using Halo to push other platforms as well. I mean, you could.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No.
That's
I know.
exactly what I said.
But it could be at
should make a
some point down the
Photoshop
road
about
that
it.
it becomes available on XBLA. It could be, but for now, go out and buy a
Yeah,
Windows
it makes
Phone.
sense.
Apparently
Roll it
someone's
out.
found the
Roll it out
logo
there
there.
first.
Oh, yeah, let me click.
All
Hopefully
right,
it's
someone's
not,
got the logo for us online
Let's
on
not cut
Twitter.
to it straight away, just in case it's goatsy or something.
It looks like Gavin's face. There it
There it
is.
is. How do you get to it? I can't.
Make this thing smaller.
Can you? Okay. There, we got it. I mean, that's as big as I can make it.
Look at how horrible that is.
I couldn't even tell that there was
no
a thing
memory
there.
of seeing that.
I showed
It
it to you.
didn't even occur to me that there was like.
It looks like you're mad at our old logo. Is what it looks like, and you wanted to fuck it up.
It looks like you used a program that was watermarked and you didn't pay for it.
I swear I paid for Photoshop.
It's like new and noteworthy. Blech. I think it's horrible.
So thanks, Artus. Again, it's like an impossible name to say.
Jared Free.
Jared Free, no relation to Gavin Free. Thank you for finding and sending us the Darkest Days.
Now please
of my
burn your
time.
phone. Thank you.
I made a joke last week talking about when the new Xbox One comes out.
Yep.
That like something's going to happen with the old ones where all of a sudden they're just going to start ejecting discs randomly.
Like the Millennium Bug.
Well, wouldn't you know it? Because all of a sudden my Xbox all of a sudden decided that now it's just going to like chirp and eject discs randomly. Just at any time, it's just going to randomly chirp and eject the disc.
You don't have a remote somewhere that a cat's
Randomly.
stepping on or anything.
It was unbelievable. And I let this go on for about a week. And then I finally got frustrated. And
So would you be in the middle of playing a game when this would happen?
Yeah, really
sucks.
annoying. Chirp, eject a disc. So I decided that I would fix it with my fist.
Here we go.
And so it's sort of crooked now, and it won't. I actually took a picture and sent it to the production team, and to see if
I
they
can't
could
wait to see
upload
this.
it. I don't know if they actually. I went in and asked. I said, "Hey, remember? You see that photo I emailed?"
So you
I
raged,
hear conversation. I
You
hear
raged and
conversation.
crushed your own Xbox.
So it's the new style Xbox, right? With the capacitive, the touch-sensitive buttons, right?
It's the touch-sensitive
Yeah.
button, and I made it. I figured if I just twist it to a 5-degree angle and mash it a little bit, that would help it. Didn't help it at all.
That's
Didn't
the
help it
main
at all.
button, right? The eject button is the one you're having trouble with, isn't it?
Well, I just gave up on the button, and I figured I'd just grab it and violently shake it.
No, that
Who,
makes
who
sense.
did you send the picture to?
I sent it to Sarah.
Sarah.
Because I was on the thing, and then Sarah. This is also a test run to see if the pictures would work. But
So
it didn't.
apparently there's no picture in the control room
Maybe
right
somebody
now.
on Twitter has a picture
We'll,
of your
we'll
Xbox.
we'll get it sent over.
We're going to
Fix your
rely on
problem.
them from now on.
Was your problem resolved by
But-
punching it?
Well, I mean, my problem about having a funny photo was resolved, so that worked out pretty well. But yeah, that didn't work at all. So now I have no disk drive.
I had a thing
and,
happen.
I have an older Xbox.
You're not
so I
missing
was
much.
just checking-
The click button one.
Yeah, now I can only play digital games until the next one comes out because I have no disk drive. That's horrible.
I always
like
have
an old one.
I guess I do have an old one, and it was like I took the old one and I put it in the living room, and it had to do where it's like, oh, I got to run the cables through the wall to the thing, and then back through the furniture to the thing, and that's a whole thing. So it's just sort of like,
just picture you in your living room with just like wires going through everything, like through the couch, up through your drink.
why can people not make a piece of furniture that is like video game friendly?
Like
where
a-
it's like,
like
I'm
a
going to
couch
allow
with a
Basically,
cords to go into the back of the piece of furniture.
You want a piece of
and
furniture that has no back at all, basically, is what you're saying.
Well, no, it should have a back just with the hole big enough that it can accommodate like the big power thing.
Or
Basically
better
no
yet,
back.
the- Or better yet, you could have your entire like entertainment center be like one giant surge protector or power strip.
Yeah.
Like your
Hey.
entertainment center plugs into the wall, and then all your devices plug into the individual little compartments
this
where they are.
can't be this hard.
Right, and also it can route video.
This
You can plug your HDMI in there, and then
why
out the
don't
back.
we start a new business where we just make
$1 million
we
idea.
could get
We
like
just
4
invented it.
pieces
hey,
of
Gus
fucking
could
wood.
design the logo.
You
for
can design the
it.
We'll call
logo.
it the patchwork.
We'll call it the patchwork. 4 pieces of wood and just plug the fucking thing in. We'll sell 1 million of them because you'll be able to plug it in.
Yeah.
I imagine that would just result somehow in more remote controls. Though.
And more fires.
yeah.
But that's fine.
And instant back heating.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, no, I feel your pain. I bought one entertainment center that I've been using for like 8 years now because it essentially has no back, like Bernie was talking about. I guess we have that image now of what happened to your Xbox.
There it is. So
Joel, how about you
Joel,
dust?
yeah. Aside from the broken tray, do you live in a garbage dump? Like, what is that?
See, I know what's happening. You need skin contact to touch those, and dust is made of skin, right? So much dust has compiled that you've now got a finger's worth of dust on your button.
It's become sentient.
Yeah.
All it knows to do, since it's your finger dust, all it knows to do is push the button.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
basically-
just like recreating the memory of pushing the button from the past.
A breeze rolls in and Joel's fingerprint made of dust just goes.
Your
I
apartment's so
read-
dirty, your Xbox thinks somebody else lives there.
I read an article, and in the article it said dusts help Xboxes process information
Who in the
faster.
hell? What article
So-
did you read that said that?
I just made it up. But yeah, there it is.
I love how
so it was
we
like
showed
sort
the
of
image and we just
stuck.
instantly like go off on something else. You couldn't like
It looks
dust it a
terrible.
little before you took the picture?
It looks fucking terrible.
Well,
Yeah,
he beat
I
the
would-
shit out of it. I mean, which is worse, that he has
all-
a dusty console or the fact
You
that
can
he's
see the
You
fingerprint
can see the
stuff.
fingerprints,
he grabbed it.
fingerprints of anger. Like those are fingerprints of anger. Like come here, you fucking little fucking.
So wait, and you have one of the old school. That's a no.
that's
No,
Yes.
that's a new one.
No,
I
no,
have,
no,
an,
that
I
is
have
the
an older
original-
school one.
that's the original
and I
Slim.
I put the old school one on top of that one, much bigger, much heavier. Pretty sure it's crushing the smaller,
It's like
dustier one.
teaching its,
But that is
teaching
the
it-
first version of the Slim, because that's the gloss one.
Yeah, probably.
And now they're all matte?
They're all matte now.
Really?
I thought initially
You thought wrong.
the matte ones were the ones without hard drives.
Yeah,
And
they
then-
were.
Yeah.
But the main
Okay.
ones were. Gavin's right. The glossy ones were the standard edition. I had to go out and find the matte ones. I like the matte finish better, and they were the ones that had no hard drive installed. But you know what's kind of annoying? Is like I thought, I want a matte finish Xbox. I'll just go out and buy the one with no hard drive, then buy the hard drives to install. It's basically the same price, and I get a matte finish Xbox. But there's just one slight annoyance with it where the non-hard drive units have a 4 gig internal storage. So you know that thing that always pops up
yeah.
asking you where you want to store stuff? It's got another choice in there all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
In addition to like your
I have
memory
one of those.
unit, your
How-
cloud save,
How do you survive?
your hard drive. What?
It sounds like a fucking terrible hardship.
Listen, man.
You
Come
have
from
to
a guy-
scroll down one more time. It's like I gotta go
we
to
are
that
we
fucking
are
4
to that
gigabyte.
We are
point
talking
now.
about video
We're
games here.
just-
I'm
we're
not-
just- yeah, the
love
amount
that
of
this
clicks is.
Coming from the guy who can't be bothered to turn his light switches on and off.
Come
You
on.
have a special mechanical device to do that for you.
Still a good idea.
I had another incident yesterday. During that incident, after I realized I don't have a. So apparently, if your credit card information is old on your account, and let's say that now you have a new credit card thing, and you go through and you try and charge something, won't take it. And you go through and try and charge something, won't take it. After a couple of times, no matter what you enter, even if it's correct, not going to take it.
I'm in
Because
that
it's
boat.
like a protective thing, which is fine, but now you got to wait 24 hours. So not only could I not play any discs, couldn't download anything either. Couldn't download anything, couldn't play any discs.
It's much easier to manage the credit card stuff through their website. Like managing it on the box is just like I don't know why. It's like such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Have you tried that, by the way, Gavin? Have you tried going on the website to solve your
Oh yeah.
Xbox
I've
Live
tried
problem?
everything. Name something else.
Have you
Tried it. Tried it.
Have you gone to the co.uk site?
Wait, what are you talking about?
My account is locked.
Oh, your
At some
account is
point,
locked.
I migrated my account from a UK one to a US one, so I could use my US stuff. And somewhere along the way, it got stuck in limbo. It's probably in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
There's
It's
a,
my account.
I know how to fix this.
Got stuck in the
There's a
trench.
customs form you have to fill out, and you have to prove
release
to
my
the
gamer
government
tag.
that your profile is worthy of entering the country. It takes about 2 years.
Yeah,
you
it's
have
a
to
whole
prove that
process.
your profile has unique skills.
It has to go for an interview as
It
well.
has to go for an interview
Yeah.
to prove, but don't let the government know that you're
Yeah.
only just coming into the country to shoot fucking slow motion.
You have to prove that
would
local
be-
profiles aren't good enough.
Yeah. I mean, you probably went on the podcast when I was talking about it, but the suggestion that the tech support woman gave me was make a new account.
Yeah, I had to go through the whole thing where it's just like, recache your profile and all that bullshit. And It's never good.
So another thing that happened this past week, we're not talking at all about E3, by the way.
Let's
but
talk about
so-
E3.
Well, no, fuck that. So something else happened this
It
week
hasn't happened yet.
is we speculate. That's what we do. Zynga laid off 20% of their
Yeah,
workforce?
closed offices in Dallas, Los Angeles, maybe New York.
I think
Yeah.
Austin too.
Austin, yeah, axed 500 people. They spent a bunch of money on a game. I don't know if it was.
They bought OMG Pop,
Yeah.
which made
Draw something.
Draw Something. Yeah, they bought them
And that-
just about a year ago for $200 million.
That's right. Yeah.
I was telling Bernie, it's like taking $500,000 a day and just burning it for a
Yeah.
year.
Well, see, the thing is about Zynga that people need to understand about Zynga is that they're like, well, we're going to try online gambling now, and it's just sort of like, well, that makes sense. Online gambling, that's a winning formula. So they just need to delever from.
Yeah, but that's an illegal formula.
Well, not everywhere.
Is it illegal?
Not everywhere. What does that mean? Not
There's an
everywhere.
island in
there are
the
other
Caribbean you can
countries.
totally do it.
There's other countries.
We just go to the internet, the special parts of the internet that aren't everywhere. The local internets. We'll go to those.
So,
But I was going to say, when you said that they bought OMG Pop for $200 million, and they bought that in March of
2012.
March of 2012. So just over a year later, they like axed the whole company after they bought it for $200 million. I was thinking that's like the equivalent of like when you get an app on your iPhone and you think I'm going to use this a lot and you never do, and it sits there forever.
It's the corporate version of
Yeah,
that.
every year you uninstall it. That's the corporate version of that. What Zynga did
Yeah.
essentially.
And the CEO stepped down a while ago, I think like 6 or 8 months ago, something like that, and wrote a letter where he's like, whenever a CEO steps down, they normally write a letter saying how they need to spend more time with their
their
family or
family.
whatever.
Who is that
But
letter
I'm just
to?
going to write a letter to tell you I'm not good at this and I'm just leaving.
Do you think
Obviously,
anyone
See you,
ever,
bitches.
everyone else, like,
Everyone was like, this is so refreshing.
there must be a guy who just one day wrote just my bad and then just gave it to someone and then left. Just like that, no other words.
when the CEO
'Cause they have to
quits,
justify.
who does he tell?
Yeah, they were like, who's the letter to? Is it
the
to the
shareholders and the board?
Yeah, the board. Tell the board. You go to the
Okay.
board and you
What-
say.
Okay.
That's what we did when I went from CEO to creative
I guess
director.
so, yeah.
Did you
We
write a letter?
Had a long discussion and talked with Matt about it. Yeah.
Did you write it down afterwards?
What's that?
Did you write it down?
Yeah, I wrote
Wrote a letter.
I'm out, bitches. Audi 5000, signed former CEO. No, it wasn't that formal or anything like that. We announced it at a meeting. I think that's.
I think
Yeah.
it should be a torch, like an Olympic torch that you actually pass down.
it's a
and then
barrel
they
of
have to-
shit. to turn in the barrel,
It's on fire, so it smells good.
and everyone's lined up to say how much they hate the barrel.
Are we, okay, you want to talk about E3?
Yeah, E3. So I have a badge, but I'm not gonna be able to go this year. I'm too busy planning RTX stuff. But
Wah, wah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but
You're probably
normally everyone has their press conferences on different days, right?
Mostly, I don't know.
They're
if
all this
all
year.
the big
they're,
ones.
they're all June 10th.
Oh,
Maybe they're
wow.
making it easier for people just to drop in and drop out.
They're not at
have
the
everything.
same time, are they?
No,
Because that would
no.
be really awkward.
They're spaced out. It's Microsoft, then EA, then Ubisoft, then Sony, and Nintendo doesn't even have one. They're doing Nintendo Direct. What is that? Like some kind of like
Well, aren't they
pre-recorded
doing
video?
aren't they doing it where you can play in certain places? You can play the games.
Oh, right. They're doing that Best Buy thing.
The Best Buy promotion, yeah, which is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, I would like it. I would like to play games, but
I would like to play games.
I would like to play the games.
I like the
ahead of-
logo that's come up on the screen.
And then the other, yeah, there it is. Thank you for immortalizing my logo. But yeah, so and then my other complaint is that the Apple thing's going out at the exact same time. It's like normally each of these press conferences is spaced out over different days, and normally the Apple thing is a different time, and now everything's happening at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of why are they doing that?
I don't know.
That's not good. I had no idea
Well,
the Apple thing is the same time as E3.
The
That's-
internet in our office is not going to work at all on Monday because everyone's going to be watching all these live
no.
streams.
Yeah, that's gonna be good times. Is there any games you're looking forward to the most?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's coming out. I thought there were some leaks. So people,
Yeah. So some kid sent me an image, which was then linked on NeoGAF. Apparently that's where he got it. I didn't want to say the name of the kid, so I didn't write it down because I was afraid I didn't know how he got it. And it was before they did the Fable announcement for Anniversary, and it was before they announced Spartan Assault. And he sent me that image. I'm gonna send it to.
And then they both happened, right?
Those both happened, but there was a grid of other things as well, including a logo for Halo 5, what looks like a logo for Dead Rising 3.
Is that what the D and then the 3 was?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're like doing it like a driver and, when they
Yeah.
put the
But a lot of
3 in
people
the title.
pointed out. Let me send the. You guys talk
Yeah.
about some. I'll send the image to Brandon so that we can put it up. But
Yeah, but the font made me think of it. The way like the letters were kind of askew. It made it totally reminded me of the way Dead Rising was spelled out. So
Did the second Dead Rising kind of fall flat compared to the first one?
I feel like I think when
was a
the
different
first one
developer,
came
too.
out, there weren't as many games. It was like within the first year the Xbox had come out. So I think people were looking
Yeah.
for that big standout.
I just feel like
title.
everyone was talking about Dead Rising.
Dead Rising was the
but-
one in the mall, right? Where it
Yeah.
had-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Frank West, the photographer.
Yeah, at
you
the time it was revolutionary, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember when the game first came out that it had a disclaimer that it wasn't based on Dawn of the Dead? Do you remember that?
Yeah, something
It
like
said
that.
not based on George Romero or anything, all this other stuff.
Exactly right. And I never, like, I've gone back and played Dead Rising. I haven't seen that disclaimer. Like, I wonder if it's a one-time thing that showed, or if they got rid of it in an update.
Oh, it's not on the game anymore.
I don't remember seeing when I went back to play Dead Rising. No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to like start it up on a brand new profile.
The most amazing thing about that game was just the sheer amount of things on the screen at
Yeah.
one time. And I think that's what was amazing to everyone, because
Yeah.
nobody's really seen that on a console
Plus,
yet.
it was fun.
That was really fun too, yeah.
There's been rumors in the past that the original Red Ring problem, that Dead Rising was one of the games that was a big culprit in causing red rings because it overworked the processor and
Really?
heated the console up. I always heard that, you know.
Yeah.
They don't have limiters or anything like that.
What's that?
They don't limit that in any way.
I'm sure they do, but it
must
just like it ran so hot for so long is the speculation.
Another
Obviously, the Red Ring problem is something that they missed somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, another thing I missed with Dead Rising is that if you played in standard def, you couldn't read any of the text.
Right.
Oh, right.
It was just like fuzz, because they didn't make the text for standard def.
Yeah, that's right. I guess that was right there at that sort of
Yeah, it was
edge
the
where people
crossover
were
period.
sort of crossing over.
People were still using...
Do we know? Like, I wonder. Microsoft has to collect, or people who make consoles have to collect that data, right? They have to know how many of their customers play standard def versus high def.
Isn't that opt-in, though, to send data like that, or does it do it automatically?
I don't know. I'd be really curious to see what the percentage is and how it's moved since the launch of this.
I imagine it's gone
console.
through the damn...
Ashley says that Oblivion was one of those games too, which caused problems. Now,
Especially when you duplicated the same ball 800 times and they all rolled away.
did you hear about the problem he had on Oblivion?
Yeah, we told it on the podcast.
Yeah, he
Tell it here.
duplicated. What was it? Watermelons?
No. So you could go into an Oblivion gate, and at the end of fighting all the Daedra or whatever those guys are called, you get a thing at the top of the tower, and it does something. I can't remember, but they all have they're like a ball that when you drop them on the ground, they actually play a sound. They have like a sound associated with them, and they also have a trail of particles. So if they roll, it's like a little trail. And not many of the items in the game have that. It's usually just like an apple or a basket.
You made a video about this. I remember.
Yeah, so there's a duplication glitch that you could do, because, I used to cheat
What?
at games back then. So you could...
What?
You
Gavin!
could do a thing where if you draw back on your bow with a ton of arrows, and then you fudge around in the menu a little bit, and you drop an item, the amount of arrows that you have duplicates the item that you drop that many times. So
Oh
if
my
you have
Lord.
80 arrows, you'll get 80 of the things you just dropped. So I was testing it out. I was like, I have like 300 arrows, I think, or something. So I dropped the first thing I saw on my list, which was this ball of particles, and I let go of the bow. The frame rate just went boom, and all of these balls were like in each other. I was like, oh, it's frozen. And then they just went, and there was like 300 of them. I was like, oh God. And then like another few seconds, and they ended up just like all rolling away, and they would all have particles and all have sounds. So all I could hear was like, and like a load of crap. So I bailed out of the town. I was like, got back out into Oblivion Land or whatever.
See, stuff like that is great.
So I thought, I fixed that problem. But then when I went back in, I was like, it's taken ages to load. And I get in, the frame rate was like 2 frames every 3
So you
seconds.
destroyed the town, basically.
I destroyed Bruma. I couldn't
You
go to
destroyed.
Bruma.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you dropped a uranium-238.
I could pick stuff up, but I would have to like predict where it was going to be in the next update of the screen. I'd be like, grab it! And it was just utterly pointless. I ruined that whole town.
So you can never go back.
No, or I could, but I walked through it very, very slowly. It'd be fine in all the buildings, but just out about in the town,
You'd have to work on cleaning up
completely
all
busted.
the.
Yeah. So
all
don't
the
don't abuse that glitch.
They said they have that image ready if you want to pull it up.
Yeah, so pull that image up. I don't know where this is leaked from, but it looks like some kind of almost like a Windows 8 presentation.
So
And
it's
it's
like
I guess somebody took it on their iPhone or something. So you can see in the top left.
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
That's actually
Banjo-Kazooie.
cropped slightly, I think.
You think it is cropped?
Yeah, because you can see more of the Dead Rising logo in the one I
Wait a
saw.
minute. In the
Yeah.
bottom
Oh,
right,
yeah,
are they
yeah.
going to release Halo 3?
No, it doesn't. So I mean, obviously some things are guessable, like Halo 5. Anyone would guess they're probably going to make a Halo 5. I don't think they'll announce it at this E3. I could be totally wrong. Do you think they would?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
that image has stuff that
I mean,
is coming out now.
I mean, Call of Duty is like every year.
yeah, but it,
yeah,
they
no,
could
you make a
announce
good
it. I don't
point.
think it'll come out
Do they
this
even
year.
Well,
have to
yeah.
announce Halo games at this point?
Yeah. Do they have to announce
I mean,
Call of
no,
Duty games? I was just going to bring that up on the Xbox One thing.
I think they have to announce Halo games because they're not annual.
I mean, everyone knows Halo 5 is going to come out.
Yeah, but they have to know when.
Also,
You
you
have to
have to
prime
admit,
your audience.
they would have to announce
And, I mean-
Halo games on a pretty regular basis because the last 3 Halo games out of 6 total weren't a traditional Halo game. After
Yeah.
Halo 3, we had Halo Wars, Halo Reach, and Halo ODST.
Yeah.
And so those were completely, really different games in the franchise.
I always forget the amount of time that passed between the Master Chief story from Halo 3 to Halo 4 is quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Up until Halo 4, Master Chief was only in half the Halo games. It's weird to think about that for him, being the main character in the franchise. Was he
Yeah.
in Halo? He wasn't in Halo 4. There was the.
He was in Halo 4.
I mean, yeah, Halo Wars. Halo Wars. Sorry, he
Yeah, no.
was.
He was not
It
in
wasn't
Halo
even.
Wars.
It
It was
wasn't
like
even his
Spartan
version.
2s, I
It wasn't
think.
even his version of the Spartans.
Yeah.
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 It's crazy to think about that. So it's like I think it's important for. I mean, we keep up with it, but for most people, they want to know if it's going to be a Master Chief version of Halo.
And I think they still have to announce Call of Duty games if for no other reason to tell you what this one's about.
Yeah.
It's like since they split time between two different developers.
Do you think if they took out single player from Call of Duty games, would the sales drop in any way?
I think most people play it for multiplayer.
Yeah.
I play Call of Duty games almost exclusively for single player. Like I'll play
So do
single
I,
player and
yeah.
I'll play a little bit of multiplayer, but I suck so bad that I normally just,
I feel like I play that way, but I feel like I'm in the minority.
yeah, I definitely feel that way too.
Yeah, people who are playing Call of Duty like multiplayer are serious
Yeah.
about it. And God, it's like the last couple times I've gone into it's kind of frustrating.
We should do a Let's Play. All of
We
us
should do a
involved.
Let's Play. And what's really frustrating is if you go in with, and I had this problem in Halo, you go in and like, oh, I like you, but I'm super high level. It's like, I don't want to play with you if you're super high level, because when I'm people my own level, I do fine. But when I'm playing with like level 50s, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. You just get destroyed.
So like we played that, we had that podcast Let's Play with Mass Effect that I released over the weekend. And in watching the footage, I realized how ineffective you two were, because I guess since your level and your weapons were so low level, it would take you forever to kill any enemy. Like I would watch your screens and be like, how the fuck are you even playing this game? Like there was like, you unloaded like 6 clips into a guy like at point blank range and he didn't die.
I know. That's what I was pointing out. Is I kept getting assists because I'm just like wailing on these dudes, and you come by and you headbutt, and these guys dead.
He has a charge, or what's that, like
Yeah.
teleport kneecap thing that you do, and I would be like using all my ammo, and I'd be and you'd just be like, "Whoink," and then run off again. I'd be like, thanks, guys.
And there was part of that where you guys were fighting the Praetorian, and I'm just running around killing stuff because I can finally kill stuff because no one else is around me.
And you have
I felt
enough
good
ammo.
about
You guys had to like literally sit by the ammo box and just constantly reload while you're doing it.
You guys were bad for the environment.
Oh no, we were
Just
fine.
releasing gases from all your fire.
There were bees. It was
There
scary.
were bees.
So I said right before we came over, I saw this article that Major Nelson tweeted that I guess Rock Band 3 has some of its music licensing expiring soon, and as a result, one of the achievements in Rock Band 3 is going to be unattainable.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's the achievement Live Free or Die, because you have to play 4 free songs that Harmonix released, and one of those songs is no longer going to be available.
It'd be weird if you had more time-sensitive achievements. Like, you have to get this achievement by whatever, or it's gone forever.
No, I would hate that.
That'd be weird.
No, I like that, because if you really want it, you can go and get it.
Yeah,
No,
but what
not
if it's like you get
but
like
not if
one
you pick up
shot
the
a
game
year
after
or
that
something?
date has passed.
Well, you clearly weren't that interested in the game if it's
yeah,
expired.
but why put an expiration date on your game? Essentially, why would you ever do that?
It's the more exclusive thing, because someone could be like, I have this achievement,
It's definitely,
you can't get it.
definitely a more exclusive thing.
You know what I would say? I would say make an achievement that's based on like play this game and play it 45 days later. Or isn't there one like that where if you load up the game 60 days after your last something or other,
Oh,
so
really?
it brings you back to the game.
That's cool. There should be one for a huge gap. Like, get the second achievement in this game 10 years after the first, or something like
Yeah, because why not?
10
that. I mean,
years.
the console's going to be around long enough.
So 10 years ago, the Xbox One was still pretty new.
They'd bust out the old.
So yeah,
old
10 years
Xbox.
ago, we had just
I mean,
started Rooster
Well,
Teeth.
no,
Did you just call it the Xbox One, by the way?
Oh, I did.
I was confused as well. What are you
jeez.
talking about?
The original Xbox.
I got an achievement in Hexic recently, which came with my Xbox, I think, and it was.
It did.
I think it was 8 or 7 years after I got the last achievement. I was like,
I got an achievement in Flock just recently for recording a thing. It was my Crop Circle one, and I hadn't had an achievement in that game in 4 years. So,
funny.
oops, I just spoiled something, by the way. We haven't put that out yet. So,
How many parts is that series going to be?
probably 4, probably. Yeah. So, it's
I've been enjoying them.
we'll see. We're not done. We're not done yet.
Really?
It's like we can only play like one level at a time because that game. It's like it's aggravating, and then it gets really.
So you didn't just play straight the whole thing?
No. We had
okay.
to play in stages. We wanted to stay together. Ashley and I are playing it but to get me the last 2 achievements, and it's pretty aggravating.
You guys should get some real sheep in real life, and then
Herd him around?
yeah,
Just
that'd
get a
be awesome.
wind blower from a rooftop
Yeah.
and see if you can steer them around.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Just for the week that you're playing or whatever, you can just have them with. I don't
Do you want to, Ashley, you want to tell them about your new strategy that you employed to do this? You want to jump on there and talk about it? Yeah, she got drunk.
Alcohol.
That's what she decided to do.
You'll probably be
Yeah.
doing that a lot.
It
So,
loosens you up. It makes you more. It's just.
no, it didn't help.
I
at all.
definitely actually do, with first-person shooters. I have an upward arc on as I'm getting drunk where I'm better, especially at SWAT in Halo 4.
But
I'm
you
amazing
hit the
after
wall in
about
a hurry.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm really good, and for 2 or 3 games, I'll be winning and I'll be
Yeah.
unstoppable, and then immediately
Yeah.
downhill, and
Yeah.
I can't even shoot anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Gus, I
Absolutely.
finished updating the logo. I got a better logo.
Is
for
that
this
it?
year. Put it up. Oh, there it is. We got the logo in the corner.
What does it say at the top? The
Can
internet.
you bring it up larger so we can all see it?
Does the internet patch?
The new patch, the patch logo.
Yeah,
I like
give,
you've got
give
that.
him a second. He's got to scale it.
The,
Alright.
What is that?
You don't have to scale it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just show all the pixels. I thought I scaled
Wait,
it
God,
for
it
you.
looks just like Gavin.
I thought that they were just taking in fan submissions at this point, and we're just putting them up there. What did you make that in?
You say that like it'd be way worse. I made that in Photoshop Elements on my computer right here.
What's Photoshop Elements?
It's like the
It's a
Photoshop.
lesser
down.
version of.
Yeah, it's a cheaper, lesser version.
I should get.
I
that.
basically just need it because on Photoshop I do like 4 things. I crop photos, I resize photos, I put text on photos, and then I put a black stroke around the text. That's literally all I do. You can make 95% of all images on the internet if you can put white text with a black outline around it. Done.
I made you look like Jean-Luc Picard in a Photoshop recently. I was very proud of myself.
What'd you do that
did?
in?
What you,
I did it in Photoshop.
when?
For what?
Photoshop Elements. Have you heard? It's like Photoshop,
what?
but it
That's
has
what
a
we're
less
asking, not
elements.
with what.
I know. I'm doing it's for a Slow-mo guys thing.
Oh, we're ruining stuff all over the place.
So I'm,
Stop ruining everything.
I know
what
nothing
it's
about this.
Yeah, you haven't even seen it.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it looks great.
We can't talk about it. It's great that we brought it up.
But it looks great.
Yay! All these things we're not allowed to talk about.
So, Last of Us comes out soon.
I'm really excited about that.
Which one's that?
It's the PS3 game made by Naughty Dog. It's the one with the character Joel. Like the.
I heard a rumor, but I don't know.
Do you have a PS3?
Tell us the rumor that you heard about it, Joel.
I heard that there's a Joel in the game
Oh, I think we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, we
I
talked
heard a
about it last
rumor.
week.
last week.
Did you hear about the multiplayer mode?
No, what about it?
So it's a multiplayer mode where you play factions of survivors that are competing with each other for resources.
That's cool.
And apparently everyone who's touched the multiplayer mode says it's really awesome. And
interesting.
like people were extracting it, information about it from the demo that was put out. And I actually just played, I downloaded and played a game that just came out today. Today, we record this on Tuesdays, or Wednesday, excuse me, an arcade game called, I've got Last
State
of
of
Us on the
Decay.
brain. State of Decay, thank you. I had Last of Us on the brain.
They both have of.
They're both zombie games, right?
I need.
essentially.
I need to. I have very little experience with Sony and PlayStation. I need to.
Do you not
So
have a
far,
PS3?
I know.
Last of Us has a 95 on Metacritic.
That's great.
So far, out of all of the reviews.
That's
which is
really great.
Fucking amazing.
But State of Decay is pretty fun. It's kind of like an action version of the Walking Dead game.
Okay.
Which if you played that,
Telltale
which
one.
it's aesthetically, I don't know why. There's nothing about it that you could pinpoint of like what's similar about it, but it just I don't know why it
Has a
feels
feel.
like that to me. It's kind of like it's not as robust a game as Last of Us is going to be, I'm sure. You start off as survivors like in the woods, and you're going and searching cabins for resources and things like that. And I think it does institute an interesting zombie dynamic where your character has stamina, so you can't just sit there and wail on stuff. Like your character does get tired, almost like a third-person version of the melee
Like the shove.
in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Or you call it shove.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
they didn't have that originally, and then they introduced it like
Right.
in an update.
Because we all got achievements doing it, like
Yeah.
sitting in the closet on the Blood Harvest.
Did they not have that at the beginning?
No, they did not have it at the
Really?
beginning.
You can
No,
melee
zombies could
infinitely.
still, you could do it infinitely, but still, it got to the point where your stamina and real life would start to come into like play.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like, oh, my finger is starting to bleed on the controller. Maybe I need to.
Your phone keeps blinking constantly. It's bothering the shit out of me.
Gavin does a dumb thing with his phone
Right.
where he puts his LED, it blinks when he gets a message. So when you're out with him, like out at night, like at a restaurant or at a bar, all of a sudden his phone will blink like you took a picture. And people will turn and look at him like, did you snap a photo of me?
I mean, people get used to it. It's the future.
People you don't know don't get you.
Yeah, strangers. Like, did they take a picture of me eating?
In 2 years, it won't be weird. I use it right now because I don't want my
But
phone.
it should be weird. Because if somebody's snapping pictures
You
out of the
wanna know.
blue, I want to know, yeah.
People secretly taking a picture won't use a flash, though.
Yeah, unless they forgot to turn the flash off.
Which I have seen before.
Yes.
Have you ever seen photos that people post where they said, I meant to secretly take a photo of this person, but I left my flash on? And it does that big red eye one first, so the person's always like looking up.
Yeah.
Like it's a person on the subway, like looking at the person very angrily.
I cannot imagine how awkward that would be.
Here's the thing. If my phone rings during a Let's Play, it's disturbed the Let's Play. If my phone vibrates, it's distracting as well. If it flashes, it doesn't make a dent on the
You know
Let's
what?
Play.
If it's in your fucking pocket, it doesn't matter.
We just
It's
had a
on the
minute. We
table.
just had a minute-long discussion about it, so I don't know how you can say it's not distracting.
I think
It
he's,
is literally
I think he's
distracting. It's not
slowly trying to hypnotize everybody, like through the power of like every time it flashes, like all of a sudden, I gotta eat some fish.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you hungry.
Something's gonna happen. He's like, I ate some fish.
Because
trout.
you
I gotta
can
go.
train people like that. Kind of like you make a dog ring.
trout.
You ring a bell and you give a dog a treat, and then whenever it hits the bell, it goes.
I
It
go
starts
for some-
salivating.
I
Is that
go
what dogs do?
for some sea bass right now. I don't know why. Some
Dude, we were at a restaurant this weekend, and on the menu they had ocean trout. What is
it's all
that's a made-up
It's all a
fish.
lie. It's all
How's
a
ocean-
freaking lie.
Well, there's no ocean trout.
Where do the rivers go?
And listen, when you say ocean on a menu, you mean saltwater. Is there such a thing as a saltwater trout?
Look it up.
Nah. I
you
just
think
want to. They're lying. I don't need the internet.
There's a fish like in South America, and I think they called it the garbage fish or something there locally, and no one wanted it, and then they renamed it. I've told this before.
Tilapia?
Tilapia. They're like, well, we're just going to call it tilapia now, and now it's like everyone's
everywhere.
Now it's a
tilapia.
delicacy.
It probably is tilapia.
Yeah, it is. I know the story he's telling. It's
Oh,
tilapia,
really?
Is it
yeah.
tilapia?
Because all of a sudden, I never heard of a tilapia fish growing up, and all of a sudden, it's on every menu where we're all eating tilapia.
You've
Yeah,
heard of
it's
the
all,
shitty
it's all
clam
marketing.
catfish.
They hired the
Shitty
Richards
Amazon.
group. And
Not me. I don't eat-
Garbage fish.
I don't eat that shit. Everything in the ocean's disgusting.
So you're saying there's no trout in the ocean? Even
Trout
though,
is a freshwater fish.
but the most of the planet is ocean. There's probably 1 or 2 trout in there.
What does that mean?
they-
So
yeah,
most of the
get the-
planet's
get-
ocean, so an animal has to exist there?
If a
What's an
animal-
ocean human called,
What is it?
Gavin?
Humans don't live in water, you donut. the trout lives in
Okay,
water.
what's a freshwater? Oh, it's going the other way. Never mind. Yeah, let me read this.
don't.
Yeah,
I love those ocean goldfish.
Get off this stupid tangent we're on.
It's rainbow trout.
Rainbow trout. I thought trout's freshwater.
Well, it's rainbow trout are called ocean trout, which is dumb. Why not just call it rainbow trout? Everybody knows what a rainbow trout is.
Okay, that's dumb. I'd like to remind everyone that this episode of The Patch is brought to you by Hotel Tonight. Hotel Tonight is the newest way to book a hotel and save lots of money. Hotels want to sell out every day, but they don't. As a result, they offer same-day deals that are exclusive via the Hotel Tonight app. Hotel Tonight was created from the ground up solely as an app, so no website, so it really helps when you're on the go. If you're out late with friends and don't want to drive home or just feel like taking a quick day trip somewhere, Hotel Tonight makes it easy to find a good hotel with an awesome rate. Just download the app and sign up with promo code TEETH, that's T-E-E-T-H, for $25 off your first booking. Credit's good all summer long, but you have to apply the code when you sign up by Friday. It's really an interesting idea for an app if you're on the spur of the moment want to go somewhere, and the rates are actually pretty cheap.
You can try E3 and Comic-Con. I actually heard there's still hotels available at Comic-Con. Our buddy Eric tweeted.
This would be the kind of thing that would be good for that if you're stuck in a bind.
He literally said, I decided to check and see if there were hotels available during Comic-Con. I guess that means I'm going to Comic-Con now.
Oh.
Because it's like I guess he found a hotel and thought, if I can find a hotel this late, I'm going to go.
But how is he going to get a badge? Badges are the question.
He can get one. He's a
I
film
understand he
blogger.
knows people.
So
Yeah.
Comic-Con's interesting to me from a game perspective because I feel like, obviously Comic-Con's at max capacity for exhibitors.
Right.
So game companies kind of arrived to San Diego Comic-Con a little late. They got there right as it was reaching capacity. So they have these footprints that they can't grow. They can no longer grow their footprint on the show floor.
Right.
So I feel like all the video game stuff now at San Diego Comic-Con happens in overflow. Like video game companies have small booths on the floor. They're like, yeah, but come to our real presentation across the street at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me. It's like you go to an event and then they tell you to go to the other free thing across the street.
It's
Like,
weird because I would think they have enough money where they could maybe like sort of buy out someone else's booth space on a person.
yeah, that's hard, man. People are super defensive of their spaces. But what's curious to me is like, well, I guess San Diego Comic-Con still sells out, so they're not concerned about it. But I would be concerned that eventually people will not go to San Diego Comic-Con. They'll just
Because
go to
it's
the
not-
free stuff across the street.
That's
where
a
the
good
stuff
point,
is.
especially if it's not as relevant. And I mean, if you're really into video games and they have all the presentations over there, just go over there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they're worried about that. I don't.
No,
Yeah,
probably-
I don't think they're
Probably
worried about
not. But as a consumer, hey, that's awesome because I don't have a thing.
Right. You don't have
Like-
to have a badge or anything. You just walk in.
A lot
I
of
played
events-
Mass Effect 3 for the first time. It was across the street from the main hall, and we walked over there, and they gave away these inflatable Omni toys.
Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Splinter Cell Conviction like that.
Splinter Cell Conviction. When was that?
God, 3 years ago?
Yeah. God, it seems like even
4
longer.
years ago?
2010?
Yeah.
Before that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same kind of deal. I think that was in the Hard Rock. It was like you literally go across the street.
Well, it seems like Comic-Con has moved through whatever the focus is culturally, right? It started as comics, no longer about that at all. But all those people still have, like, there's old comic book shops that have those booths that are huge booths.
Huge, yeah, spaces. Just,
Back
yeah.
boxes and boxes of
Shop
comics.
after shop after shop after
Gold
shop.
Age, Silver Age, all that stuff.
Yeah, then it became, like, as they added more things, were like TV shows and movies started to take part in Comic-Con. And now video games are coming in, but they've just reached capacity for...
There's also web content. Like where our booth is like a web content area.
Yeah.
Like we're out by Penny Arcade and a bunch of other web comics.
It's not big. Not a big section.
No,
at all.
because by the time that became relevant, you could no longer get a booth.
Yeah, in fact, we were pretty excited about when we got in there and like we got a booth, and we realized after the fact we were probably in the last year when you could just get space.
That was the last year because that was the year that they finally took up the last hall.
That's
Right.
That was
crazy.
their
I can't
last
believe
year
it sort of, I
expansion.
thought, God, in my mind, I would have thought it would have peaked before that, but I guess it didn't.
Yeah, they
I mean,
just
we
wouldn't
came
use
in
the
just
whole-
at the right moment.
Yeah, they wouldn't use the whole convention center. They were still holding out.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I think we didn't find out we were going till like a month before.
You know, and the thing is bringing this back to E3 is like E3 is now the place where you find out all the developers focus on E3. Like they all want to have a good showing there. That is still the #1 show. But it went away for a couple years because the developers got sick of E3. Remember that?
And then
Yeah.
they had E for All.
Yeah.
E for All, that's
and
what
that
it was called.
didn't
Yeah.
work at all, and then
Yeah.
they slowly started rebuilding, and now it's
Yeah, E
kind
for
of back
All
to where
was a consumer-based show, right?
Yes, and it was Ashley was telling me that because she goes to E3 is like her #1 convention she goes to. Like we go to Comic-Con and PAX. Her big show is always E3. That they were doing like little presentations, and then they would do them in like hotel suites is what they were doing, and everyone just got sick of that, and then went back to the big spectacle and the huge parties.
I feel like it's almost like an arms race where like they reached this critical mass and they said, okay, let's stop. They went back down, they reset, and then it was like, oh, well, they're doing something a little bigger. Well, they're doing something a little bigger, and then it's like now you're back to the giant spectacle where you started.
It was like, and that's what you're talking about, like at the footprint, because I remember towards the end, like EA had a booth where it was just like, it was like a starship. Like you had to walk up onto it, and the reason why is because they had speakers underneath you, so you're walking on speakers, and it's just like, they were so loud you could feel it coming in from underneath you, and you're just surrounded by monitors. It was like such a controlled point of view. It's like, we are going to control your point of view from the second you walk into our booth.
Which is
It was like,
Which is why I said I had that concern about Nintendo having their games at Best Buys all around the country.
yeah, it's not going to have the impact as that,
Right.
for sure.
It's also stuff's not going to work. You know, there's not someone dedicated there fixing it.
You know, we're in a weird place too, because we have gone to some of these events so many times that it's like I can remember sort of the peak moment where it's like, this is great, this is great, this is great. Every year looking forward, and then like it sort of hit a moment where it's like, okay, maybe I've seen this, you know, and then like the year after, it's like, this isn't as good as that other year or whatever.
It's like getting drunk and playing first-person shooters.
Yeah, it's just sort of a drop off, or just sort of
Significant
like you know. So I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely back. It to me, it seems just like how it used to be.
Well, I guess it's good. That's good. I mean, like, if I go to Best Buy and I play a video game and I don't get that E3 presentation, I'm okay with that. I understand what that E3 presentation.
The one really good thing about the break for the big spectacle E3 though was that was when PAX got a foothold.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was early for them.
And it was during those like 2 years when PAX really took off. And
So it helped him out.
it definitely did. Yeah, the Penny Arcade crew really took advantage of that.
Would it be illegal to make a game where to play it you had to blow into a breathalyzer and blow above a certain amount
Above a certain amount,
for the game to start? So
Probably.
everyone is playing drunk.
that is a really interesting concept.
I would love a game like
But
that.
people would cheat. They get their friend
They get
drunk,
an alcoholic uncle to come
Yeah,
over and be like,
blowing this
blowing
thing.
this for me.
but it's a
That'd be
great
the only-
concept.
But you'd
The
have to have an
only
extension
time-
for it too.
If they could just if they could include like a breathalyzer and somehow include you taking pictures with your phone or having your phone go off and incorporate it into one game.
And you
then-
have to pick up your phone and text people every so often.
It's always like
Contact at random.
I knew a guy who had a breathalyzer on his car. He wasn't a real good friend or anything. I just knew of this guy, and he had to blow in it to start his car. Like I guess he'd gotten enough DWIs where he had to do that. Which, by the way, is that's crazy.
Yeah.
If it gets to a point where you have the breathalyzer to start your car, you got to slow down.
You know what? And
You gotta slow down.
I always heard, you know what he would do? He would get his buddies to blow in it. Like there's no
Yeah.
like test against that.
You those types of devices typically also require you to blow periodically while you're driving.
Really?
At random intervals.
Somebody else had the idea to bring balloons of breath in the car, like you just blow it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, was that your solution
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
came up
I was
with?
like,
Yeah,
just get a load of balloons full of breath.
yeah, and just
Full
keep
of
in your
breath.
back seat. I guess he didn't think that far out of head. I never heard of him doing anything like that, but I remember somebody else came up with the idea to do that.
I mean, you'd have to, because if like you're that committed to drinking and that committed to
Just have a ton of inflated balloons. In
I love
back
your
seat.
idea though. I mean, it'd be crazy to like to know that like everyone you're playing with is
Yeah.
drunk at the time.
The replays of the games will be funny.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be
You just see
hilarious.
people like running around, they just stop. The dude's passed out.
I have enough trust in my friends, Gavin, where I can trust them to say if they're drunk.
That you know they are.
Yeah.
You could add them to your trusted list on your Xbox.
My drunk friends list.
That'd be cool though to see. You can see what games people. I can't speak.
You can also see their
Yeah, like what
they
number
blew.
they're blowing. Oh, this guy's playing Halo, but he's
like you can
0.09 at the
only
moment.
you can only get certain achievements while drunk.
Yeah.
Like you have an achievement list that's based on intoxication.
It would
like-
also be interesting to see like your KD ratio against people at your different blood alcohol levels versus their different blood alcohol levels.
And you should be able to filter by blood alcohol levels. That's how you go. It's just
I like where you're going with this.
yeah. No, I think we good.
I think you're onto
Maybe we
something.
should base a console around it.
We should.
I think that might be a little far.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't. Let's basically.
What's the craziest accessory you've ever seen for a console? Like talking about like a breathalyzer add-on.
The vibrating attachment that came with Res.
Oh, I think you just won.
yeah,
what
it was,
was
that?
vibrating attachment?
it was a vibrating puck that you could get with Res.
What, you shove it down your pants? Or
Pretty
what do you
much,
do?
yeah. That's what everyone did with it. Yeah.
What is Res?
Res was a vector game for the
Dreamcast.
yeah, and it was it was almost like the last 5 minutes of 2001: A Space Odyssey, as a game. Basically, it was just like shit
and
coming
there
at
would
you.
be a puck that vibrated.
Yeah, vibrating
And
to the
what
music.
would you do with the puck?
People would put it down their pants. I don't know what else you were
I don't know what you're
supposed
supposed to do with it because your hands are on the
So
controller.
they just released a puck. They had a game, and they said, "Hey, we have this attachment, and the attachment, we're not going to tell you what to do with it.
But it vibrates.
It vibrates to the music in the game.
Vibrates. You can do what. We're not going to judge you, but here it is if you want it."
But surely for a guy that doesn't do much. I mean, do you like your knob being vibrated
I
around?
guess not.
Yeah, it wouldn't turn me on.
Yeah.
Probably mess with my ball in a weird
And
way.
if there were a puck,
All right.
if there were a
Somebody
puck
just updated
involved
a
with a
spreadsheet
game,
somewhere.
for a puck involved with a game, that would make it less attractive, probably somehow.
Yeah.
Especially if your friends are using the puck. And you don't know where the puck's been.
Yeah, I'm looking up on YouTube right now. There's Res vibrating puck videos.
I'm sure if you type res, the first thing it autocompletes is vibrator or vibration.
Yeah, there's been a couple of like hot videos like that.
Didn't someone play a Wii game using his girlfriend?
No.
It was yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Gus.
It was the guy who who filmed his girlfriend playing Wii Fit on the balance board, and she was like in her panties.
Oh, I'm thinking about something different.
Oh,
I was thinking about a girl who shoved the Wiimote in, and then he swung her around and played the Wii like that.
Wow.
what?
No, what are you talking about?
No.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
How do you understand what I mean?
Are you calling me out on my?
I'll look up Wii girlfriend.
Why am I German? I'm always German.
I mean,
I look up Wii girlfriend. I see your video. The girl who's playing. She's on the Wii Fit.
Yeah,
And she's playing the hula hoop game.
yeah.
In her
I mean,
underwear.
it's like if you get if like there's a pill like
12
they
million
use
views
for
per
medical research, like with the cameras, or like if there's a pill you could give your girlfriend, she swallows the pill, and then if you move her arms around and stuff, and then it like
He becomes just a giant controller.
becomes a giant controller. Who wouldn't buy that? Who wouldn't buy that?
no girl would buy
Yeah,
that.
I'm convincing the girl would be very difficult.
Well,
You
know,
have to
if
get her
they-
to blow into a
if
thing.
they
and-
love you, Gav.
Yeah, so it's why every guy should buy their girlfriend a Wii Fit.
That is a great video, though.
Yeah, it's 12 million views. And it turned out that the couple was
yeah.
viral marketers, weren't
Right.
they? Yeah, they
They
were.
said
No,
Yeah,
they
they-
were viral marketers.
They
Yeah.
are very good at their jobs.
They said that this was not a campaign. That this was like on their own personally. It was like, come on. Obviously, it's obviously.
That's always a bummer to me when just like you find out it's viral marketing. It's like, oh, Santa Claus isn't.
Oh, spoiler. Say that. For
Oh, you
spoiler
actually said.
cast.
I thought you were being. I thought you were being.
I didn't finish the sentence.
He was being
facetious.
sarcastic.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the sentence. Well, I thought that was real.
Did you ever play when they had it at PAX? Did you ever play Spy Party?
No,
Bernie?
I did not. No, I've seen announcements about it though.
We should do.
It just entered open beta. I printed that out.
What is that?
It's a game where there's two people playing. one person's in a party. You can kind of see here. They're like in a room. There's like most of these people are all AI. One of them's a real person, and they have a list of objectives like go up and look at the painting and go up and do this, and they have like things they have to accomplish. The second person is a spot or is across the street with a sniper rifle and has to figure out who the human player is and shoot them.
Sounds awesome.
It's kind of like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
if
you
think
blending
about
in with
it. Yeah,
AI
we're trying
is
to
the
be-
best part about that game.
So that's not out yet, huh?
No, they just went in open beta. I think you have to pay $15. Yeah, $15.
I remember you talking about that game a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been in closed beta since 2011. It says.
I played the absolute crap out of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer, when it's similar, like you're blending in with the NPCs and stuff. And I got really good to the point where because I play with Dan, I could tell just from the way he walked that it was a human. Even though everyone's walking, it's like he's kind of hesitating sometimes. It's like you end up just watching the crowd and be like, I've got him. And then you yourself are doing the same, so you're just walking around as well.
That's another great candidate for
Yeah.
Let's Play, is that game.
And the whole
they
point
did
is,
They did one, yeah.
But I didn't do it, so.
There you go. There you go.
let's do it.
So what are you guys excited for that's coming out at E3? Are they going to have that at E3, do you think?
Probably not. It's kind of a small game. It's
Can
like an
indie, can
thing.
indie developers really make a dent at E3? They're always sticking in like some like side hall.
Yeah, like Kentia Hall or something.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it's definitely for the big publishers.
Especially this year. This year it's going to be just
If it's just
enormous.
new consoles.
Yeah, enormous displays for the huge new consoles. You know, I wonder if Wii U will have much of a presence. I mean, they're doing the Best Buy thing, so will there?
Oh God, I felt like I read something that they're not.
I mean, we looked at the list of games they have coming soon. I'm just like, ugh. Oh, I was happy to find out that the DS that I broke with coffee, very relieved to find out we sent it in and they pulled all the data off of it. And so, like, the Street Pass save game was saved, all that stuff was
Hey.
saved. God, I'd have been so
So
upset.
you're not a piece of shit.
I'm not a piece of shit, you know. It cost $120 though.
Jeez.
That was like
To
the
save your
most-
relationship, I do it.
That was the most expensive cup of coffee I've ever purchased in my life. Was the $120 cup of coffee.
If there was an option in the Xbox for you to, there'd be some kind of app, but to use this app, you had to enable something that meant anyone, if they wanted to, could look through your Kinect camera at you. And this app would be, you could just look at people, but it's consent. Like they've let you do it.
So you could look at people, but they could look at you too.
Yeah. How many people do you think would turn that on?
The real question is how many people would turn that on?
And
Nobody
cover
wanna
their
see it.
Kinect.
Forget, you know, I don't know.
Or they would just turn it on and cover their Connect.
What-
I guess.
Yeah.
But then they could be like rated down to the point where they get booted from the service.
Yeah, I mean, chat roulette used to
Yeah,
kick
so
people
like
for that.
chat roulette.
What do they do for chat roulette?
If your screen was black, they would just kick you off, wouldn't they, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've solved our own problem.
Yeah.
I would
I think
never.
I think a lot of people would turn it on.
Why not just a
I
chat
think a lot of
roulette
people-
app
I think a lot of
for
people would too.
Xbox One? Why not something like that?
Because for chat roulette, you're at the camera ready for someone to see you. This would just be like living.
It could be-
Well,
it
chat
could be
roulette
like-
is people who are active in.
Yeah,
hitting-
but this would just be a constant on.
Like you want like
you
a,
just look in people's houses.
you can just look. If they're there, it's a bonus.
like you want something that like is sort of ingrained passive, something where you forget or whatever. It's like a long term. You get a game with achievements where you can draw behavior out of other people or something.
You could get achievements like spot a blowjob.
You know the Department of Justice would love this game.
right. They already have that game.
Solve a crime.
It'd be like America's Army. It's
You know,
like,
there is an app that you can install, like on the iPhone. It comes, I think, automatically, which is actually saying Kentia Hall is gone. There is no indie.
oh, there's no
Yeah.
Kentia Hall anymore. Damn.
But there is an app you can install on the iPhone. I know. I think it's called Find My Friends, and you can put people on your friends list,
yeah.
and I can see your GPS location wherever you are. I can
You have
just
to
ping you.
They have to enable it though. It's not on by default.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you just said. Like for that, but
No, but
would
you're
you
saying, look.
would you even turn that on? Would you even would you get on my friends list so I can see wherever you are whenever I want to?
No.
All right. I would never use that. In a million years, I would.
I think like younger people would.
The only person I use it with is my wife, because when we travel, like if we're in Vegas and
Yeah.
we split up, it's like, what casino is she in right now? Okay, cool. I'm gonna take
So
a
you
cab
can
over
see
there.
where she is right now.
Yeah.
So if she wasn't at home, would you be like, where are you? What are you
Now,
doing?
if this is operating off of
I
the
don't do that, I don't
same,
care.
if this is operating off the same GPS technology that exists now, like in other words, you could be seeing an intersection, but really you're 50 yards away. It's another intersection because
oh yeah,
that's
but
kind of what happens.
I feel pretty good about it now.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
close.
It's pretty close. Yeah.
I get problems all the time. I don't know.
I guess
Really?
mentioning Find My Friends when we think about this, I had no idea that Final Fantasy IV, which was Final Fantasy II in the US, came out for iOS sometime last year.
Really?
Yeah. So I just bought it
That's confusing.
to replay it.
Well, I think when you entitle something Final Fantasy, and it's already happened, it's like okay, that was done. We've
Yeah,
already done that.
It's the past.
I stopped looking for it.
I saw a thread recently where people were asking what was the game that we were talking about, which was like the old school version of Mass Effect, the game that seemed to inspire Mass Effect. Mm-hmm. That was Star Control 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
download
You
it.
used to play that on airplane
planes,
rides
yeah.
all the time. I'm like, this is like Mass Effect, but the pixels are smaller.
Yeah, it's like it's like mobile Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But it's a totally different story. I always wonder what happened with that Star Control series.
Yeah, someone else got the rights to it, right? Or Accolade had it, or the developer lost the rights, or something weird like that, right?
Just like I think Accolade owned it, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking up stuff here. I'm sorry.
I'm just Mass Effect. I thought was such an effective gameplay model and so unique. I hope something else comes out.
Do you think they're going to make any, like now, I mean, I feel like Mass Effect 3 kind of wrapped up that storyline. Do you think you can see a new Mass Effect game with different characters?
Pretty cool.
Where's my camera?
It's over here, Joel.
They should.
Everyone thinks their camera's behind them for some reason.
I thought we were playing
So
like
you guys
Gavin
spend
game.
more time on any set than we ever have.
I know.
Yeah, I would love to see a new Mass Effect game, but not a prequel. I don't want to deal with like the same characters. I would like to see like an entirely new story.
Like the objective is just to get back to the character you originally created. You have to like go back full circle.
Or even if you play like as, one of the alien races and, what their story is, or you play in a different cycle.
I think this would make.
I don't even care. Like it didn't even have to be Mass Effect. Like they could re-window dress it so it's like, oh, now you're in medieval times or whatever. I just like the gameplay
This
style where it's like you have choices and the things you do affect things. I just love that, and I don't want to see that gameplay go away.
I think this
You
would
know?
make a great game. You know how when you play a campaign, single player campaign, you die along the way. Halo, you might get killed by an elite. There should be a version of Halo where you pick any enemy in the game, and then you just wait. So, like, say you pick someone on level 5, you have to wait like 4 hours for Master Chief to come blasting through, and you have to try and kill him. And if you fail, you're dead, and then you start again.
So you play as the
You
enemy.
play as one enemy
that'd
from
be-
a campaign.
that'd be cool.
And
See, I
see if
thought you were
can
gonna
take
say-
down the protagonist.
I think that's a great
Well,
idea.
what if like it's not just one person? What if it's like MMO style, where you get like a party of like 5 or 6 people
What, to play like a pack of elites?
ganging up, ganging up against like the.
But you
main-
could do non-NPC kind of things. Like you could all just be behind one door and like
Oh,
come
but
through and
you,
just be
you could like space,
So you can organize the forces better.
space each other out. Like you have boundaries. Like
You have like
work with
meetings beforehand. Everyone attack at the same time. I'm not kidding.
I would just like it to be like being an elite.
Well,
Because an elite has been stood there for the entire game waiting for Master Chief.
I think it's great.
So you have to, it's just a waiting game.
I was
You
like,
gotta- you gotta
it's like
wake
your
up.
guy from Children of Men.
yeah, the guy who's on the ground waiting for Clive Owen to come bolting through.
The shot to happen.
I think that they should have. I think they should have a gameplay dynamic that if you're the hero or whatever, like you're your Master Chief, and at some point you die,
Yeah.
your storyline changes, and you don't know. Like when that moment, like there's no resetting or whatever. But like if you die a certain amount of times, you could make it so you don't exactly know, but have a different storyline.
Right. So it becomes like to get the best ending, it's kind of like a perfectionist run.
I mean, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. You could just have like 3 different whatever.
It was like Steel Battalion, where if you die, it erases your save game. And
It's the
to
one where
start
you have to
over.
eject before you blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise your character dies.
It's like panic, pull it out, unplug it from the wall, which is unplugging it from the wall because of today's furniture really hard.
Because Diablo 3 has that. They have hardcore mode. If you hit-
Forever ago, we talked about doing
I
a
would
playthrough.
I would totally do a playthrough on hardcore mode. It would take weeks of like playing an hour at a
And
time.
Diablo?
Yeah, because then when your character dies, you're dead. Yeah, and it's after you level up a character to level 10, then you can play in hardcore mode.
Like this is what
I would totally do it.
Yeah,
This
I
is
wanna
what
do it.
stopped me from playing the PC zombie game that you guys are always playing. What's it called?
DayZ.
DayZ. This is what stopped me because it's like getting the emotional, build up and then having your guy going through all those downloads and patches and getting yourself to the place where you can play and then playing and then having your guy die. That's too much.
And it's not quite permadeath in DayZ, but your character really is just your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no skill tree. There's no
Nothing.
like,
So it's just like it really is permadeath because you can run back to where your stuff, but whoever killed you, they've got it all. Because most of the time you die from
human
Survivor.
interaction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
we're
and
gonna-
I don't want to dissuade developers. Developers should. Are we done?
and we're getting close. What?
Oh, I'm gonna go back to talking about State of Decay though, because I just literally
Okay.
just played it. So I would give it a shot. I'm looking forward to going back and doing it. It has a feature in games that I didn't even know was a feature until I played this game and I go, oh, I love doing this in games. And it's got a mode where you can go like up on top of a high object and then you go around and you survey. And it does like little progress bars, like circular progress bars, where it's like you look at something long enough and identifies it and puts it on your map.
So you're just scanning stuff.
So you're scanning stuff, but it's like I guess I love that in games because it's one of my favorite
It's in
things to
Far
do.
Cry 3.
In Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about? Oh, you can tag people.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
I love doing that because
Yeah.
it's like you can watch. You're like, I can see you through the walls. I know where everyone is.
You fucking stab
I,
people.
I like any game where if you go and do something, it sort of changes the landscape of the game, and I guess that's hard to develop for because changing maps and stuff is hard. But
So
it's
what's
like the undiscovered map is a good solution to that.
Yeah.
where it's just sort of like
Assassin's Creed where it unlocks everything in that region when you get to the top of the Eagle Tower.
Yeah, I like building like foundations to operate off of.
Yeah.
That's
know?
always the first thing I do in Assassin's Creed as well. I just
Yeah.
do all the viewpoints.
Yeah.
And that's what State of Decay I think gets really right about the zombie apocalypse stuff is that it's like I'm going to take the time, I'm going to scope everything out, I'm going to see where it is, and then I'm going to plan on my map. I'm going to go here, then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be back before nightfall. I haven't gotten to nightfall yet, but I get the feeling from reading instructions that daytime is a big deal in the game.
And that's a deeper level of gameplay, and I love that.
Yeah, I'm almost done with Far Cry 3. Then I'm gonna play Mass Effect 3 Citadel. Then I'll get to State of Decay.
Okay. Well, I can tell you this too. It's like
Say again, what platform is that?
Xbox Live Arcade. It's a 1.8 gig download, 1,600 points.
State of Decay. I'm going to play it.
And it's you'll love this too because just like the zombie apocalypse or like the Romero style zombie apocalypse, what would eventually get to you? You just fuck up.
Burning
You
wood.
You either overextend yourself
You get too comfortable.
or you're too comfortable. You can do every single action in the game just about. You can do it faster, but it makes a little more noise. And it's like I'm searching shit in these cabins. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm searching this, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna search this backpack. There's no zombies around. I'll search a little faster. And it's like I knock the backpack over, and it's like, uh-oh, and then the can rolls out, and it's like, or it makes a big noise like that, and it says you made a big noise, and your character says that's gonna cause some trouble. Then you look outside, and there's like 8 zombies coming towards the house now, and you like can barricade the windows and stuff. And you're like,
That sounds awesome.
you're hacking the shit out of people. And that was when I just started running, and then my buddy got attacked, so I had to go back and get him and hack the crap out of people.
I want to play this.
That sounds
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
You can,
so-
you can build blockade
yeah,
windows.
you can
Is
block
it
the windows. And stuff.
Multiplayer or is it just single player?
I don't know yet. I'm not that far in.
Okay.
Dear
but
God,
it's,
let it be
it's
multiplayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this sounds awesome.
but
Okay.
it's like it definitely feels like a more arcadey version of DayZ.
Okay,
And I've only played about 45 minutes of it, but I had a great time.
That sounds awesome.
Looking forward to going back.
You go to the search button, enter zombies, and that's your process.
No, we got sent the code, so
Yeah.
I'll try
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so
All
it
right.
says the code.
So thanks for watching, everyone. We're wrapping up here, and we'll be back on next week with another gaming podcast.
Please send us via Twitter or whatever, however you can reach us, or on the forums. Please let us know what you would like to see at E3, because there's going to be 4 of us out of E3. I'll be out there, Ashley will be out there, and then Jack and Ray will be out there as well, and Alan, but Alan won't be doing any of that stuff.
Talent.
So let us know what you want to see, and we'll try to cover it for you.
Bye.